I'd like to let you in on a secret about the health properties of the humble tomato. I was diagnosed with cardiovascular disease 6 or 7 years ago following a coronary CT scan, which showed that my widowmaker artery, or my descending artery, was 50% blocked. And I was well on the way to becoming one of those people that just sort of drops dead. Healthy person, all otherwise factors good, drops dead. In fact, one person every 12 minutes dies from cardiovascular disease in Australia. It's very prevalent. The doctor prescribed me a statin, an aspro, and asked me to modify some of my lifestyle habits and really just let me go on my way. I found that unsatisfactory from an information perspective. I wanted to know more about the disease and what I could do to mitigate its progress. I went to Dr. Google, and it was there that I found that there are a whole host of activities, lifestyle and supplement options and regimes that can assist. The one that impressed me most was the results of the Mediterranean diet on cardiovascular disease. The Mediterranean populations have far less cardio disease incidence. One of the most powerful ingredients in the Mediterranean diet when it comes to cardiovascular disease is in fact lycopene. It's not well understood in Australia at all, but it comes from the skin of the tomato. If you like to think about it this way, it's the redness in the tomato. It's hard for the body to absorb, and it was completely unavailable in Australia. I bought product out of the UK, I liked it, and I started to learn more about it. I'd like to show you some research. According to cardiac specialist Dr. Ross Walker, lycopene has now had a number of very well conducted scientific studies showing that it protects against the build-up of fat in the walls of the arteries and helps slow the growth of the prostate gland. In fact, there are many studies involving lycopene where there is evidence that shows high levels of plasma lycopene can reduce heart attack and stroke by 20 to 30% and also slow the growth of the prostate gland. I'd like to make reference to 3 really serious studies that convinced me there was some power in lycopene. The first is the Farrington Heart Study from Boston University, where they studied people over a period of 10 years and looked at all sorts of indications for health. One of the links that they found was a link between increasing the consumption of lycopene and the decreasing of cardiac events. There's links to all these studies on the video. The second one was one conducted in Finland a number of years ago, where over 1,000 people were studied, and there was a clear link between increasing consumption of lycopene and a decrease in strokes, a really serious decrease in strokes. For many years, lycopene's been studied in the context of benign prostatic hyperplasia or enlarged prostate and the consequences of that, not just for urination, but all the serious consequences. I'm only going to refer to one study. There's a myriad. I encourage you to type lycopene into Google, and lycopene and prostate into Google, and you can read all this for yourselves. But there is very strong evidence that it slows down the rate of the growth of the prostate gland. For many people, that's a very serious issue. So lycopene's powerful, but it does have a downside. It's hard for the body to absorb. In its raw form, you have to eat something in the order of 1.5 to 2 kilos a day of raw tomatoes. Now, the Mediterranean populations cooked their tomatoes. And in fact, with the combination of some fats, olive oil, butter and tomatoes and heat, the chemical structure of the lycopene changes slightly and becomes highly bioavailable, about 3 times more bioavailable in its raw form. But still it means eating a lot of tomatoes every day. And so I went looking for a supplement. There was no lycopene supplement with any bioavailability available in Australia. Try saying that quickly. And I found one in the UK though. I liked it a lot, and I did a deal with the manufacturers in the UK out of Cambridge, and I've made it available in Australia. If you'd like more information about lycopene, there's a link at the bottom of this video.